Okay, so here I am. How are you doing, Pedro?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I'm just back from Canada and some shows with my personal project as a solo artist. Uh, I'm 3 months on the road. I have a lot of jet lag now. I'm 10 hours beyond. But okay, I'm doing okay. No complaints. Instead of waking up and going to the bank or anywhere else in a different job, I prefer to stay here and suffering from jet lag or whatever.
I noticed that you played some Canadian shows, but they were all in the West Coast. There was no Toronto, no East Coast. Are you planning at some point making a return?
Yes, of course. Yes, as long as the new album is out, we'll hit the road again and playing all around the world.
I'm looking forward to that. So let's talk about the new album. Let's talk about Rotting
Yeah.
Christ. 35 years. Now, when you started the band, did you think it was going to have this longevity, this success, this discography that you guys have been able to build over the years?
You know something? You never start a band in order to achieve a high level of popularity or whatever. This is at least how our old generation started the band. We started the band to meet our friends, to trade demos, to trade our music, and that's all. So when we started the band, our first goal was to play one show. We did it. Our second goal was to play out from Greece. We did it. Our third goal was to have an album. We did it. And after that, we keep on going. I don't like the word success because anyone can be successful everywhere in this world, but especially our, not tension, our craziness about music and the hard job we have done all those years made us playing all around the world and to be people that say, "Oh, Sakis, I know you," which I don't know if it's success or no, but at least it is something that gives me power to go on. Because many times I'm wondering why I'm still doing this 35 years after. It's because I meet you when I play in Toronto. I meet my other friends when I play in Montreal. I met some crazy guys, good guys, really good guys in Vancouver. The same in Winnipeg, in Regina, in anywhere, in Calgary, anywhere we play, we meet people, and that gives me power to go on.
I'm sure when you started the band, you're a young man starting a band, and I'm sure I mean, I'm assuming because that's what happens most of the times. Your parents tell you, you need to get a real job. This
Oh
is
yeah.
just,
Oh yeah. Oh
this is
yeah.
not going anywhere. So my question to you is, when did you talk to mom and dad and say to them, you know what, this is something. This is more than just me fooling around with a guitar.
Yes, that was my nightmare. Especially not only because my daddy or my mother said told me this. It's because I see people all around me. They had the proper job. They had a cool life. Let's say cool anyway. I had nothing because I chose the other way, the hard path. Had good, bad times, especially financially, especially insecureness. I mean, a lot of time feel like what I'm doing with my life. Do you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it until the end. Let's risk everything, hit the road, play it all around the world, be dedicated on what we are doing. And I'm here after 35 years, proudly saying that I can earn my living by playing music, which is not my goal, but at least it gives me power to grow up my kids and to keep on playing my music. I don't want something else. Even if you give me $1 million tomorrow, I will be the same. I will do shows all around the world, and I have this car. I have this low budget car. I don't give a shit about money anymore. The more I grow up, the more I realize that money is here in my soul, and I'm very rich here.
And that's what it matters. So you have a new album coming out,
Yes.
celebrating 35 years of the band, Pro Christoi. Can you share a little bit of what the concept, the idea was coming into this record?
The concept of the album, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, it's this album was a little bit different lyrically. It's not that much into extreme satanic side. This time it has to do more with ancient pagan kingdoms, with ancient pagan wisdom, and it's referred. It is referred to all the knowledge that is hidden somewhere. And this came to me when I was always visiting ancient monuments here in Greece, and not only in Greece. I always realized that there is one church built upon these monuments. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? There is another world that is hidden behind this. I realized, I searched a lot. I found, that especially in Europe, there was a very different world back in time before Christianity came and make all this union. There is this pagan ethics, values that they are very hidden here in Europe. And I realized, why to not write an album like this? Inspired also from the Northern mythology, inspired from the Greek mythology, inspired from Bathory's album, Hammerheart, or Bloodfire Death. And say, all right, let's play something more. Let's write something about this. I think that this album, Hailing and Salute, an ancient pagan Europe.
The album, having that as the backdrop, is that the reason why the sound on this album feels a little bit more open? It doesn't feel like closed in. It feels more open.
It's more open. It's more metal. It's more epic.
Yeah, more cinematic. I felt like it was like almost like a
cinematic.
yeah.
I didn't want to risk this time, because usually with Rotting Christ I risk a lot. I try to find new ideas. No, I said I have the well-established melodies. I know my job very well, and I realized that I don't want to change something with this album. I just want to create a good album, and someone to tell me, Sakis, I listen to the whole album. It's very hard to listen to the whole albums nowadays. I listen to the whole album. You made my day. You treat me in ancient pagan world, and that's enough for me. That's very enough for me. I leave the new kids, the new generation to explore new things, to change the world. I think that I tried a lot. I wanted, from now on, I would like to create good albums with not that many risks, and to make people, the listeners, happy. And this is very important for me.
Well, you made me very happy listening to the record.
You made my day. You made my day. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, sometimes when I receive such opinions, because I know that your opinion is honest, give me power to go on. Because I'm wondering why I'm still doing this. I mean, it's okay. I can have a different job, more easy, more calm. I'm not young anymore. But I realize that I offer something to you. I mean, you are on the other side of the planet. For me, I live in Greece, you live in Canada. You told me that my music, I touched your soul. This is very important for me. This is very important because the more I grow up, the more I would like to share with people. And I would like to offer. So I offer my music. And when you say you like it, it's a win-to-win situation.
Yeah, when I started listening to the album, I was like, okay, this is Rotting Christ. Like, it has all the Rotting Christ DNA, like the way you tell the stories, the way the guitar sounds, the way the drums sound. But then I was like, wow, this is Rotting Christ if somebody hired them to do like a movie soundtrack to like, like an old story, because it felt normally the Rotting Christ albums has this sound that collapses in. It makes this darkness that collapses in. And this one was the other way around. It opened up. It was a little bit more open, more cinematic, easier to breathe, easier to digest. And I was like, it's still the band. It's just a different side of the coin.
Exactly. And that's why I like this album for me, because it's open, as you said. It's open, and that makes me happy, because I'm glad when someone tells me that after 14 albums, I can still listen to your music. It's very important, especially the composition process is very difficult. It's nowadays, especially now after COVID era, it's like, what the fuck? There's no fucking time, no free time to be romantic nowadays. romanticism belongs maybe to the past. I try to keep these ideas. I try to keep all this feeling, all this way of acting as a person, because it's something that is hidden here, and old people should keep this romanticism inside. So I try to keep this with my music, but nowadays I'm afraid that it's a little bit hard because I'm touring a lot from all around the world, and I realize people are a little bit crazy, a little bit nervous with all the situation worldwide. Everything is very expensive. Everything is very tensive. There's so tension out there. There are wars here in Europe. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Where this planet is going? So, if you tell me to compose something now, I would say no. I want to believe that there will be more free time. The planet will go more calm if we change some values in this world.
And I think this album definitely helps that change that vibe and mindset. And I have to ask you about that first single you guys released, Like Father, Like Son. Was
Yes.
that dedicated to me?
Could be, could be for you too. Could be to all fathers out there that rise kids, that grows kids. And I know, because I'm a father too, of two daughters, but that doesn't matter. It's the same. How hard it is nowadays. Definitely, this song can be dedicated to you and to all fathers out there. And it's dressed with a metal cinematic sound, and I'm very proud when fathers tell me, Sakis, you touch my soul because I'm a father, blah blah. Yeah, I like this. I decided to write something different this time, a little bit instead of
It's
writing
beautiful.
about. It's beautiful. Thank you.
It's a
Thank you.
beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. I mean,
Thank you.
regardless if you have a son, a daughter, I think we can all relate to that relationship and to the hardships that come with it.
It is the most important relationship in my life. I'm very glad that I have felt this, because one of the best memories of my life, maybe the best memory, is when some memories you have spent with your daughter or with your son. It's very important relationship, and I'm wishing to all fathers and mothers out there, of course, to keep the spirit alive because it's so hard nowadays. But what doesn't kill us make us stronger. And I want to pass this feeling and this idea to the next generation.
And I have to ask you this question about your guitar sound. What's the secret? Because you have such a distinct guitar sound that I only need to hear 1 second of one riff to know I'm listening to a Rotting Christ song. Uh, was this something you developed? Was this something that you discovered? What's the secret?
There is no secret. This is me, and this is a product, a result of myself, maybe of my personality. I have suffered many times from depression in my life. I have grown up very hard, and I have found my how can I say, my drug into playing guitar. I remember myself back in the days when I had problems. I take my guitar and playing for 10 hours, 12 hours. I cannot do that anymore, but still I find in guitar a shelter when I can express my feeling, and that makes maybe uh, my creation a little bit different from others, because this is me and I'm trying to keep myself always, okay? I choose the hard path to walk, and I'm very glad that this path end up in a more easy path, in a more easy way.
I love your guitar sound, and I think your guitar sound on this record, while being more open, it's still that Rotting Christ
Exactly.
dragging guitar sound that I just freaking love. And there's another thing I love about this album, and that is the choirs and the backing vocals. Uh, is that you guys, or how did you work on that? Because there's quite a bit of it on this album.
I have some friends that they are having a choir team, so ask them, do you want to join me and participating in this album, as I always do in every album. I have some guests, some friends actually, that I think that they can lift the songs because I'm not that good. I'm not good to everything, and I just asked them. I prepared everything, and we went ahead just to make the album bigger and more cinematic, as you correctly said before.
Yeah, the choirs definitely help with that, to give
That is,
that more bombastic cinematic vibe.
and real choirs, not fake ones.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering what you guys had used, because it had a very uh a very earthy sound to it. Like it sounded like almost like you guys created like maybe recording 4 or 5 people and then adding some layers to it in order to make it a little bit bigger. I
No, no,
was
no, no.
how it went.
People, five people, 6 people, actually, that made them sing and sing again. So I just tried with this voice, then I tried with another voice. So the 6 people sounds like 26 people because I
Yeah, yeah.
tried. Yeah, yeah. Because we tried with this budget, with this no big budget, to create something very big. And I think in the end, the result is quite big, and I'm very satisfied with the work I have done. We have done with all the guys there.
When you're doing your research, if you will, into the concept of where you wanted to take this album into a different arena, did you learn something new that you didn't know before coming in? Any new stories that you didn't know about?
I don't know. I'm very happy and satisfied with what I have done so far. I just want to play all around the world with this album. I just want the people to have good time listening to this album, and I just want to be health, to stay in good health in order to keep on creating music. I don't have any special dreams now. I have some goal. Of course, if something better is coming up, it's okay for me. But for the moment, I'm very satisfied with what I have done. I mean, it's not easy for a band that comes from Greece, especially the early days, to be competitive with all the system that usually comes from another countries. I have tried so very hard, as well as the other guys that have joined the band during time, and I'm very glad I'm here. I'm living here in Athens, Greece, and I'm very glad that I have a worldwide tour celebrating our 35 years of existence. This album is an album that I want to believe that I want to make people happy and satisfied here in the show. If I achieve this as a main composer of the band, I would say that I'm very happy. That's all. That's my goal.
So what's your goal for the next 35 years of Rotting Christ?
If I'm alive, and not.
You, we wish you a very long and happy life.
I wish to everyone, but it's not that easy. I have not done the best life. Life on the road is not that easy. Many people think that, all right, you are on the road, you are a rock star. No, you are nothing. We are a bunch of people that play the music under very difficult conditions, many times, very bad nutrition, very bad sleeping. So all this don't help that much to live another 35 years. But anyway, if I live, and if you live, we will be here and have another interview telling our stories from the past, and I don't know, keep on going because we have a mission to be accomplished.
I hope we were here many years from now talking about, the 50 years of Rotting Christ or something along those lines, or 60
Oh
years of
yeah,
Rotting Christ. I think would be
yes.
amazing. I hope you
And
I
I
hope
will
you have
write
the health
one
to do it.
song. I will write one song like father, no, like grandfather, like son. Okay.
Yeah, by then it has to be grandfather. By then, definitely will have to be grandfather, which is the
Exactly.
next step. It's the logical
If we are
next.
lucky and we are alive, yes, of course.
Yeah, it's the logical next step. I always wondered about what your relationship, because I've never asked you this question, what your relationship with religion is. Because when people think of Rotting Christ, some of the topics that you have, I mean, the name of the band, some of the topics that you
Okay,
have
yeah,
on
yeah.
the music, there's always this religious connotation. What's your view on not on religion per se, but on the impact that religion has had on the world in terms of, like you said earlier, the expansion of Christianity over the world, other religions? There's definitely been an impact.
I'm a spiritual. I want to believe that I'm a spiritual person. And when someone is spiritual, even with his religion, I respect him because he's spiritual. Tries to fight some things. Of course, I don't agree with what he respects, with what he's thinking. I mean, I don't agree with ideology because I think religion is fear. Religion is fear of death. Religion is, in my opinion, any kind of religion, not only Christianism, okay, all kind of religions. When something is getting have a bad number, then it comes really, for me, it comes like something I don't want to have any contact. So religion worldwide, if it's spiritual, I can even be influenced sometimes. Okay? But if it has to do with VAT number or whatever, then they will find me against. And this is what Routing Crisis is about.
And that has never changed, and I don't think will ever change. That's part of who you
No,
are.
no, will never change. I'm still here, 52 years old, and I'm supporting this attitude so many years. We live in free societies. In Western civilization, we have a big problem in some territories when I go with our name, but we keep on going, we keep
Still
on
to this
pushing.
day, still to this day, you still have problems to this day. I mean, we're in 2024.
You live in Canada. You are very far away with what's going on here in the East. We are close to the East. We are the border with the East. And believe me, nowadays there's a civil, no, like a war. It's not all about petrol or whatever. It's also about attitude of people. There are so many dictators all around, people that really push people. And definitely we are against it. We know people from all around the world. We know people from territories that supposed to be really religious and very strict. They tell me, Sakis, I know your music, I love your music, but I cannot listen. I cannot buy your music because your music is very erratic here. And I'm afraid if my parents find me or whatever. There are so crazy stories here in the East. And Roti Christ is always here to help and to provide music, and maybe we can, of course, okay, cannot change the world, but maybe we can change some people. We can change some, can change some people and think more free. Freedom is the most, the biggest value for me that you can die for.
I have one last question for you, and that is that you mentioned you're in Athens. I'm assuming you're a proud Greek and proud of the of what Greek bands have done. And one of those Greek bands is Suicidal Angels. I know you worked on one of the tracks of their latest record.
Yes.
How important is for someone like you that carried that Greek flag beyond the borders of Greece to then help bands that are not as big as Rotting Christ, but that are also trying to carry that same flag into other lands?
I'm doing this since the day one. I'm here in the scene, in the black metal scene, in the second generation of black metal scene since the day one. I have given all my life for the Greek scene. I help anyone if I'm available, of course, without any taking something in return. And I'm doing that for free, of course, and because I feel very rich in my soul. I want to help, the Greek scene, because I think the Greek scene bands like you already mentioned, Suicidal Angels, and many others are really doing a very good job, and I think they deserve something bigger. And that stresses me a little bit because sometimes they call me the president here, and I don't like this word. I don't like presidents. I don't like, not like, anyway, I don't like presidents in general, but that stresses me because gives me a lot of responsibilities. On the other hand, I'm very glad that I see new generation, new kids that coming to our shows, and I see there is hope out there in the future.
I love what you do. I love what you stand for, and I just hope that the spiritual beings out there give you the life, the strength, the health to continue to do
Thank
it.
you. Thank you very much. That's how I'm still here. I want to believe that there are many people like me, many people that they're spiritual and not only consuming and pathetic, and maybe you can't change something in this life. We are many of us there, but we cannot express ourselves because we don't sell that much. Spiritualism doesn't sell. They sell all the bullshit, all the stupid things sell a lot in the media, in the socials, everything. If I share something very, what can I say, a pink thing in the socials, then people will get a lot of or a lot of attention. If I share new music, then people will not get that much attention. This is our new world. It's like a McDonald's situation, very fast. Eat it, go. It's not like this. We come from another generation. I know time is very precious nowadays. Nobody has a lot of time, but we have to keep some of our nature, some of our nature, and maybe make the world better. Maybe.
I think it starts going back to your song. It starts with a father and son connection. If we can at least inspire our children to do the same and to be the same, then we can only hope that they will do the same with their children, and eventually a couple of generations from now we'll be in a better place.
Maybe. I have the feeling that the new generation will be maybe better, make the world better, even if now in the age of between 17 and 20, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I have a 19-year-old. It is crazy.
Yes, something, but they have their parents beside them. Even if they think so many times there's a lot of tension between fathers and son and daughters and son and mothers, whatever, we are beside them. And this is maybe can make the world a little bit better in the future.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope all the work that we're doing really pays off in the future. Not for us, but it pays off for them and for their children.
Exactly.
That's the best that we can do. Sakis, thank you very much for your time. I know you're super busy. Thank you for squeezing me in for a chat. I really appreciate it.
Very busy, super busy, but it's always a pleasure to speak with people like you, because I feel, and my feeling never betray me, that you are doing a very good job. You are a great person in the scene, and I wish we have more people like you. And this is not a compliment. I don't do that, for compliment. Don't think that people will consider this as a compliment, because, come on. I'm not gonna get any tour with this interview or whatever, or making thousands of album sellings more. It's because I feel great speaking with you. And I realize that you get a very honest job, and I'm always here. Tell me.
Hey, I appreciate it, and I feel the same way about you. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, to see you. And
this is not a compliment. I repeat, it's not a compliment. This is not a compliment. People think that we are a compliment for the journal. No, it's the honest thing. And you are doing a very good job. And good luck in the future. I'm here anytime. And then next time I'll be in Canada. Hope to have more time to hang out, because anytime you find me under pressure. And
yeah, it gets crazy when you're in town and on tour. I mean, the time is short, but next time I'll make sure I'll take you out for some food versus ordering food in and us sitting in the venue before sound check and just quickly trying to
everything quickly.
I'll take you out for a decent meal next time you're in town.
Okay.
Take care. All the best.
Take care, my friend, and keep it true, and hope you will like our new album. Okay.
Love it, and I'm sure everybody else is going to love it too.
Thank you. See you in North America soon.
Take care.